Hi there. Today I'm going to show you how to make a chair cover for an office chair. I work in a place where there's thousands of us and we use different chairs each day. We don't know who's sat on it before us, so I decided to make a cover for my chair, and then people really liked it, so I've made a few for other people. I decided that I would leave a video so other people can know how to do it. It's really rather simple. I've cut a piece of fabric. It's 50 length by 24 wide. And then this will be sat on the chair part. And then, sorry I didn't have my other piece over here. This piece is 24 wide. Sorry, it's going to be like this. 24 wide by about 20 inches deep. It doesn't need to be this deep, but I did end up cutting it this deep. So if your chair back is shorter, then you may need to adjust. I'm going to lose a little bit of this. In fact, I may cut another inch off of it, so it's just 18. It just slips over the back of the chair, and this piece will go over your chair and on your seat. And then there's elastic that hooks onto the very bottom at the bottom of it. And this elastic will slide down under the chair to hold it on. I have pre-washed these, and I somehow didn't put a dryer sheet in there, and I have lint everywhere. So I'm going to be getting the lint brush out to clean these all off before I pass them on to people at work. This one is blue. I've made it out of denim Levi. I've made it out of corduroy. And then this person requested a black one, so I'm going to make a black one. So what I'm going to do first of all is take my shorter piece, and I'm going to serge across the bottom, and then I will hem it. And then once I hem it, I will put it together with this, and then I will sew. I'm going to round the edges because our seats are a little bit rounded at the back. So I'll show you that in a minute, but I round it and then sew it down and then finish the rest of it. I'll serge all the way around it to keep it nice, and then I hem all the way around it. So I'll show you that in a minute. Okay, I have finished. I serged to the bottom of it, and I left it in blue so that you could see. Plus, nobody's gonna see this. And I also left my seam stitching in white so you can see that. It shows just barely a little on the back, but chances are nobody's going to look at that. When I do the rest of the seam around it, I will change it to black. Okay, so we're going to put right sides to right sides. Pin these together. I'm going to take off the corner a little bit so I'm not too worried about it. Now, I actually have made it just a tiny bit shorter than the front, and I will pull the edges so that they are even on the sides, so that they're not so you don't see that the back or the actually the front is wider. Gosh, I can talk. Some days I wonder, but the front will be a little wider than the back, but they will be even at the edges, so it will just give a little more for the front. And the front is rounder than the back anyway, but it all works out just perfectly. So I will pin these edges together. And I'm a pinner, so sometimes I do use the clips, but in this case, then I will pull this tight to the side. We're going to round off over here, so I just need to pull it tight to the side. Okay, I'll pin the other side. And then when I get to sewing this on, I will backstitch quite a bit here so that it doesn't pull out easily. And then this part right here, some of our chairs are a little more rounded than others, but the person that wants this one has just a little bit more of a squared top. So I'll round it about like that, and I'll do the other side the same. Get that over here so I can do it the same. Pin down in there. Okay, so I'm going to go to the sewing machine and I'm going to sew all the way around, and again backstitch really well at the bottom of this so that it doesn't pull apart really, because the tension might be at the bottom here on the chair. Just hurry and put that on there. Okay, then after I get through straight stitching around, I will take this to the serger and go all the way around it with the serger, and then at the bottom I need to do another seam or hem, just like I did with this, and I'll be back to show you that. Okay, I have sewn around it. I made my seam. I've used black now so you can't see it, but I did make my seam, and then I went all the way around it with the serger. Now I'm going to go to the machine, to the sewing machine, and I'll take you with me this time, so I just don't have to keep moving back and forth with the camera. But I'm going to sew the seam around here, so we'll fold that under and make the seam around the side, around the bottom, and then this is done, so we just turn that inside out. In fact, I can do that now to show you, and then I'll iron it to make it look nice and neat, because it's been out of a dryer and needs a little pressing. Not terrible, but the other reason I did put it through a shrink session, I'd like to call it. I put it in to wash it and dry it so that it would do whatever shrink it's going to be. These are made to be washable so that they can sit on it at work, take it home and wash it when they feel that it's time to wash it. And it just protects them from dirt from other people. And I don't want to paint other people dirty, it's just that they have cats and dogs, and they leave cat hair and dog hair, and I'm terribly allergic to all that kind of stuff, so it just helps keep my clothes from getting all the cat hair and the dog hair. Especially at COVID time, people were really particular about having these because, you know, everybody was worried about germs. But we weren't able to close down for COVID. I work for the United Postal Service, and so we were essential, I guess you could call it, and we had to keep working. Okay, anyway, that being said, that's why I washed it and dried it. And again, I'll have to take a lint thing to it to take off all the fuzzies. I'm surprised how much fuzz it got on it. I goofed not putting a dryer sheet in it. And there might have been some lint anyway, but so we're gonna go now and hem around the edges, and then we'll put the elastic on and it will be done. Nice, simple, easy, and easy to use. Okay, the first thing I'm gonna do is hem the bottom. Let's see, I gotta make sure I got the make sure I'm doing the right side. I don't want to put my hem to the front, I want my hem to the back. And I just kind of tuck under my threads. And it doesn't matter if you want to do the sides first and then the bottom, but I prefer to do my bottom first. Could cut that off, but I'm just gonna throw it under there. Alrighty. And it's not like it has to exactly fit somebody, so I mean, obviously you want your hem straight, but it doesn't need to be a certain size or whatever else. It's just so that it's turned under and looks nice. And if I wanted to be just exact, I could have pinned it or clipped it with the clips, but I like simple and easy and fast when I can do that. Now I'm going to turn it and go up the side. That way my corners are inside, and my threads are inside. Now I'm coming up to the back where it's going to fold over it. And so at that point, I'll just take the back out of the way. And just tack it good right here. Nice and easy. And then we'll go to the other side. Whoops. Sorry, my camera. I knock it out of the way. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. I'm still learning how to do all this camera stuff and moving all my fabric around. I'm a one-man show, so I don't have a camera person. It's me. I'm still getting the hang of all the editing and all that kind of stuff too, so. Down here. That little dowel clip. Okay, now I have my elastic. Let me make sure that we're gonna tack it on right now too while we're at the sewing machine. And you want it just a little less, and I've got it too much, so I need to take a couple inches off. The seat cover fits pretty good on the seat, so you want it just a little less than the width of your cover because it's going to stretch. And it goes underneath the chair, and eventually elastic kind of stretches out as you use it and use it and use it and use it. So I'm just going to fold this back over now. Way up needle and double stitch. That way it'll fold under and it'll take it to the other side. I'm just going to make sure that my measurement is the same. I sure hope you can see all this because I'm not looking at the camera to be able to see. But I need it right there. Let me put a pin in it. Put a pin in it. Okay, and then I'm going to go across and I'm going to sew. I just had to make sure that it didn't twist as I got over here to the other side. Twist my fabric or twist my elastic, excuse me. Sometimes I can't think and talk at the same time. What have I got here? Got extra thread somehow. Somehow I didn't cut very cleanly. I have like too much thread here. It's all tangled up. I come up from the bottom. Okay. So I'm going to clip my bottom thread so I can just pull it all the way through. Goodness, I have a little bit of a mess. Well, I'm just going to pull the top thread all the way out and cut it off. How's that? Get the extra threading down here. Somehow I have some extra thread. There's my bottom thread, my top thread. Then I'll have to... The greatest invention was a self-threader. I'm telling you, it threads right through there for me. So whoever invented that, bless your heart and mind and whatever else. Alright. Let's try that again. I don't know that there's any right or wrong way to attaching this elastic for underneath. That's just how I happen to put it together and do it. My goodness. There we go. Finally. Okay. Okay, I've finished sewing all the way around it and put on the elastic for the bottom. And so my last step really is just to press. And I've just kind of pulled it over so I could press the side seam easier that way. And just basically give it a touch up. It's not like this is, again, somebody's clothes that need to be so exact, because they're just going to fold it up and put it back in their bag to carry in and out of work anyway. So I just want it to look nice when I give it to them. I can pull that corner out just a little bit. Okay, I just want to get back down here to the bottom to show you again how the elastic comes across, and then I wanted to iron my seam a little bit. And I'm not going to bore you with all of the ironing of it, but that's basically it. It's nice and easy. It's protective. And when I get this cleaned off, it's not so bad. I washed it with a piece of corduroy, and so some of the fuzz from the corduroy has gotten all over the fabric. But it'll come off just fine. And somebody will be happy sitting on it. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and if you need to make one, I hope you have success and can do it nice and easy and enjoy it at your work or at your home, or maybe you're just going to make covers for your kitchen chairs. What do I know? But it's just nice to be able to wash. And once I get all the fuzzes off. Okay. If you like this project, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe so you can see what else comes from my channel. I do many different things, and it might be surprising what comes up next. Thanks again for watching and spending time with me. Have a good night.